Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, teacher. Last week we had discussed about culture. Do you remember anything about culture that we learned?
Culture.
Yes. What does culture mean to you?
Cultures.
People.
People, yes, good. People, what else?
People. History.
History, let's write this down. So history. History. People. What kind of people? Just any people?
What do you mean by that? What kind of people?
When you think about people and culture, what is the relationship?
People come from different countries.
Exactly. And when we come from different countries, we can wear also different
clothes.
different clothes. So we'll say dress.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
Different lifestyle.
Lifestyle, good. And that's exactly what culture is. Culture is the relationship among different lifestyles across different regions and different parts of the world. Is there anything else?
Food.
Food, major part of culture. A major part of culture is food.
And looking.
You're looking.
Different
Your
looking.
dress, your clothes, your features, right? Your look is your features. Okay. What would you say is your favorite part of culture?
My favorite part of culture. You mean my country?
And in culture in general, I think Gina will probably say food.
Yeah.
So I know you love food, right? What about you? What do you
Dress.
think is your favorite part of culture?
Dress. Maybe dress.
Very dress. You're a
Yeah.
fashion blogger? Fashionista? Okay, good. So last week we learned about culture. I want to see if you remember what kind of cultures there are. We're going to look at some pictures and we're going to do a short activity. I'm going to show you the picture and you're going to try to guess what country the people in the picture come from. Just by looking at their clothes, by looking at their, like you said, their features, their face, their outfit, and also what they are doing in the pictures. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
They're from India.
India. Oh, that's a very fast guess. What
Or
makes
from
you say
Thailand.
India?
Or
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 Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand.
What makes
Because
you say
their
that?
gesture.
Their
make me-
gesture.
Yeah, gesture style they come from make me think they come from Thailand.
Good. Yeah, because their action and their gestures make you think that they come from Thailand. Good. Anything else?
Your
And then
dress.
the dress.
The dress. What kind of dress or what kind of clothing do you see in this picture?
Look like a gown.
Okay. Are their clothes usually like long or
Long.
they show a lot of skin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your answer? Do you think it's Thailand or India?
Thailand.
Thailand.
Thailand. Let's see if you're right. India!
So what's the differences between
The gesture, I think
Yeah.
this gesture is from.
Yeah, I think they both have the same gestures.
Oh.
They believe in different gods.
Mhm.
But you know, all religions have their own way of praying, and some look similar to others. Okay, so India, ready for the next one?
Yes.
This is easier
Oh,
one,
yeah.
right?
Japan.
They have white faces.
They have white faces.
Is there anything else that gives you a clue that this could be Japan?
Lips.
Their lips. What about their lips?
Color.
Their lip color. Okay, is it different from your lip color?
Too strong.
They're strong.
Yeah.
Darker color,
Yeah.
stronger
Yeah.
color, okay? Anything
And
else?
the clothes.
Their clothes and
Yeah.
even their hair, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you know they're from some sort of Asian culture because of their face shape and their eyes. So your guess is
Japan.
ding 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 ding. You are correct. It is Japan. Next one,
Oh.
China.
China.
Taiwan.
Very similar. What makes you instantly think it's China or Taiwan?
Because of the dragon.
The dragon. The dragon is a symbol of China, right? The red dragon for good luck. And what else?
What else?
Think of the population of these countries, like Taiwan and China.
Dancing dragon.
Okay, dancing dragon. What else? Are there a few people? Are there many people?
Many people
Many people. So we have to think of a higher population
in China.
in China. You think it's China? Do you think it's China?
Taiwan.
Or Taiwan or China? Okay, let's
Taiwan.
see. China! He's the winner.
Because you give me the hint, you say the higher population.
That's good. Yeah, very good thinking skills. Very good catching on. Okay, last one. This is hard, so I gave you 2 pictures.
Okay.
So look at their clothing and look at their clothing colors.
England.
I will give you one more hint. Their clothing colors match their flag. Their flag. And this food is a symbol of their nation.
What's that? The pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Italy.
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 Maybe. Do you think it's Italy?
Or England.
Yeah, Italy.
Italy,
or England?
but I guess Italy
Why do you think it's Italy?
because of food.
Because of the food. Do you like
Because
this
we
kind
don't
of?
know the flag.
Do you like? You don't know the flag. Okay. Do you like this type of food?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So this is pizza, and pizza is very popular, especially oven baked pizza is very popular in Italy. Wow!
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now we're gonna look at our essential questions. What country are you from?
I come from Taiwan.
Yeah, me too. You're also from Taiwan. Okay. So our essential questions are: how is Taiwanese culture different from other culture? So in this question, we have one country, which is Taiwan, and all of the other countries in the world. So think about how Taiwan is different from all the other countries in the world. Okay, just think about it right now. Okay. And the second one, what is culture shock? Culture shock. We have learned the word culture already. Now we're going to add one more word. It's shock. Think of electricity. Do you know what is electricity?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah. So when you are putting in a light bulb and it zaps you and it
You'll get shocked.
you'll get shocked. So this word comes from the word shock, like electricity. Okay? So culture shock, something unexpected that happens when you visit or live in another country.
I can answer number 1.
That's good idea. It's number 1. How is Taiwanese culture different from other cultures?
I'm talking about Taiwanese people work longer than the other.
That's true.
The other countries.
Very hardworking people.
And I'm not so sure if that's true or it's not true. I heard from my friend, and he says he comes from the South Africa. He says in that country they always let the lady to go first, but in our country we always let the older to go first.
That's true. In America as well, especially in the southern part of the U.S., we usually open the doors for women and allow women to go first. It's a sign of a gentleman. And what else? Anything else? Think about the brainstorm we made earlier. We talked about lifestyle, we talked about facial features and body features, we talked about food, we mentioned dress, we mentioned people, we mentioned history. Can you look at our brainstorm and think about how our brainstorm can relate to this question? Taiwanese culture different from other cultures in the world.
We don't like cold food.
Don't like cold food, okay? And I love cold food.
And as you know, after we
Give birth.
we deliver the babies,
Yeah.
then like my mother-in-law doesn't allow me to eat cold food.
Yes,
But
that's true.
maybe in
But foreign people,
for
they
your
eat ice cream
country, then you
as soon as
yes.
they give birth.
Yeah,
Right.
yes, that's true. And actually in the hospital they give you ice to
Yeah.
eat for 24 hours. Yeah, that's true. So food is major different, cold, hot, because I believe a lot of Taiwanese and Asian people think that the balance, right,
Yeah.
between the foods and the flavors and the heat. And what else? How about you said the lifestyle, that you think that
We work longer.
work longer hours.
Than other
How
countries.
about the
Features?
way you look, features?
We are shorter.
Okay, generally shorter.
And
Okay.
flat.
Flat.
How do you say that? Flat.
Faces?
Yeah, I mean the faces.
Okay, flatter faces?
You think so?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anything else? How about your shape?
Smaller than.
Usually,
Smaller than.
some people are usually thinner. Typically, not everybody, because we can't say everyone. We gotta be stereotyping. We can just say generally. Okay, and
Dress? Dress.
Dress. How about dress?
Dress. What do you think?
Maybe shorter because, I don't know, maybe shorter dress.
No.
Dress.
I know in U.S. compare the teachers in U.S. to teachers in Taiwan, the dress and the costume and the uniform is very different. We have to be more conservative when we are dressing. And in Taiwan, it's acceptable for teachers to wear jeans or teachers to wear shorts, but in U.S. we can't. We can't.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Because in Taiwan, students usually have uniforms, and in U.S., unless it's a private school, public school doesn't. They don't have any uniforms. So we have to make sure that the student knows who is the teacher.
So in the United States, then teachers, they wear uniforms.
No, but they have to wear conservative dress. Conservative means you can't show too much skin. So maybe your dress, your shorts have to be below your knees, and your shirt has to be long, and you can't show you too much arm. You can show your arm, but you can't show your shoulders.
Oh, really?
So we have, yeah. But I also think that's changing. That's changing. I've heard of some schools, especially in New York, they are starting to allow teachers to wear jeans. So it's different. Here you can wear anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about one major thing that we forgot to mention in culture? One major thing. I'll write it. That is language.
Oh, yes.
Language. Yes, it's a major factor in culture. Major factor is language, right? So what language do you speak?
Chinese, Mandarin.
Mandarin, Chinese. And do you speak any other languages? Taiwanese and obviously English, right? Good. So your culture speaks their own language, which is separate from another culture.
Yeah.
In Italy, they'll speak Italian. In England, they'll speak English. In Greece, they will speak Greek. In China, they will speak Chinese. In Japan, they will speak
Japanese.
So every culture has their own distinct language, and it's one of the major parts of culture. Okay, let's look at our vocabulary. We only have a few vocabulary words to add on to our last unit. And I have used different colors because I want to show you the syllables. Okay, so culture.
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 Culture shock.
Culture shock.
Culture shock.
Culture shock.
Language.
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 So you see UA is like what? It's like almost like a W, right? Language.
Language.
Behavior.
Behavior.
In this word, the A is long A sound. A, not A. Behavior.
Behavior.
Let's go back to our question from previous about culture shock as our second vocabulary word. And can you quickly describe what you think culture shock means to you?
Culture shock.
Give an example.
Culture shock means the people, they come, for example, you come to our countries, then you find out your culture is totally different from us. Then you will feel like unhappy, then you will have a period of time, then you must try to adjust yourself and try to get yourself involved to our country.
That's a perfect definition.
Because
Actually,
culture shock is not a good thing.
it's usually a negative thing.
Oh.
It could be taken as a good thing later when you adapt to the culture and you become more familiar. Then that culture shock can turn into a good thing. So that's exactly what culture shock is. Like Sandy said, you have a sudden impact of culture, and like, oh, where am I? And everything, all the emotions, all the feelings come to you at one time. And maybe you feel tired, maybe you feel annoyed or frustrated or upset, and then you learn a lot of things about the culture that's different from your culture, and it's very hard for you to accept that. It's like when you shot, like, so you don't expect to get shocked, but actually when you touch the light bulb or touch an electric fence, you get shocked. Okay, so now we're going to use our vocabulary in our reading later. So right now you have your worksheet. And your worksheet is about culture shock. And there are some questions. Let's read number 1 and number 2.
Have you been overseas before?
And number 2?
What things did you find different from your own country?
Okay, so these 2 questions, we sort of answered them aloud already. Okay, and number 3?
What new things did you dislike about the country you visited?
So have you ever visited another country?
Yes.
Yes. Which country have you visited before? Do you know what country?
What country? Hong Kong
Hong Kong?
and Guam. You know
Guam?
Guam? Yeah,
Oh,
Guam.
went there?
Yeah, it's an island.
Yeah, very small island. It's pretty far from here, right?
Yeah.
And have you ever visited a country?
Yes, Thailand, Japan,
Oh, yes, Thailand.
Philippines.
Wow, many countries. But out of all the countries you visited, which one would you think is your favorite?
My favorite.
Japan.
I like
Japan
Guam.
is my favorite
Japan is your
Guam.
favorite? Why?
because I like to go shopping.
So shopping. It's very common for shopping in Japan, yes. Good. Okay, so on your worksheet, if you don't finish today, it's okay. So let's answer number 1 and 2 by yourself. Have you ever been overseas before? Both of you have. So you would write yes. And you can write the countries where you have visited. If there are many countries, you can just choose 2 or 3 to write. Number 2, what things did you find different from your own country? So this one you have to think about a little more because there are 5 spaces. So that means you have to have 5 things that are different from Taiwan. And we also talked about this. So try to find 5 things that are different from your own country. Okay? Do you have any questions?
Now,
No.
Okay, you can do that right now.